Welcome to episode 20 of the Ask Linkfluencer show, and in today's episode we're going to be answering a question from Joe, and he's asked, I can't seem to get any traction or engagement on my LinkedIn status updates. Any tips? It's an interesting question because LinkedIn have spent a lot of time and energy over the last 12 months really building up their newsfeed to get more engagement within their users' posts. So what used to work a couple of years ago probably doesn't work now. So and when you actually post on LinkedIn, it goes through their algorithm, which is 4 main stages. So first and foremost, they check whether your post is actually spam or is valuable content. If that passes through stage 1, then they test it out with a small percentage of your audience. Now, we don't know what that is, but I would be guessing it'd be 10-15%. Based on the engagement that you get within that initial 10-15%, that'll determine whether they send it out to 30%, 40%, 50% of your network and beyond your network, being second and third degree connections. So obviously step 4 is if it is popular based on that 10-15% that they send it out to, it starts trending, goes to more of your followers / connections, and it also goes to second and third degree contacts on LinkedIn. Now, the reason why you might not be getting traction is either you need to work on your post because they might not be engaging. So if that's the case, check out our blog. We've written a really in-depth article on how to create engaging engaging status updates. Or the other reason why you might not be getting traction is because if the 10-15, let's say you have 1,000 people in your network and they're random people that you've connected with over time. If 10-15% being 150 people are seeing this post and the content that you're sharing isn't targeted or valuable, relevant to them, obviously they're not going to be liking and commenting, and therefore it's not going to get any traction. So the key is building up your network of targeted leads and network so that when you post on LinkedIn, it's getting in front of the right target market. To do that, what you will need to do is go onto Sales Navigator, and we've written a ton of blogs on this. And on Sales Navigator, you should be able to use the advanced search feature to drill down from the 8 million members, let's say, in New Zealand to the 450 or 4,500 lawyers in New Zealand, if that's your target market. Now, based on that, you can create lead folders. What that means is you can take the 4,500, put them into a lead folder, and from there, you can actually engage with the posts of those 4,500 people if they've shared anything over the last 30 days. So that helps you engage with their content. It'll obviously help you build your influence and start conversations. But when you reach out and connect with them, it's not like, oh, who the hell's Joe? They know who you are because you're front of mind. You've been connecting, and so you've been engaging with their content. Now, most people, when they post on LinkedIn, they get no traction. So when you're liking and commenting on their posts, they start to become familiar with you and you stand out. Now, we did this with KPMG, and it's one of the clients that we now have within our corporate arm. So that's essentially the strategy we use. Now, the second strategy is, now that you've got, let's say, 4,500 people in this lead folder and you've engaged with them for a week, you want to follow up and start sending connection invitations to them. Now, we recommend sending 75 invites per day, religiously every week, every single day, every week of the year. And if you do that over the course of, and if you personalize your invitation over the course of a year, you'll have 6,000 people who are targeted contacts within your network. So when you post up content, then it's going in front of the right target audience, and therefore you get more likes, you get more engagement, and soon enough you'll start to get 20, 30, 50, 100 likes, comments within your posts, and your influence basically grows. And we've got to a point where we're averaging anywhere between 40 to 50,000 views on each post that we put up through my LinkedIn profile. So then it's a matter of just being consistent, just putting up content all the time. Once you've built up your network, make sure you're consistently putting up content, because if you're not, you're going to jump off the radar. They won't remember you. You won't come up in the newsfeed all the time. And don't be worried about whether you're not getting engagement in terms of likes, comments, and shares to start with. The main thing is staying patient And then second of all, I can't tell you how many times someone has jumped on a sales call with us or inquired about one of our programs, whether that be the influencers or our online program, and they haven't even liked or commented on any of our status updates, but they have been viewing it for months. So don't be discouraged the fact that you're not getting as much engagement. The main thing is building up your views, and over time, as those views build up, so will your engagement. So there you have it. Love to see any of the posts you put up on LinkedIn. So definitely tag me in the post if we're not connected. Reach out and send me an invite, Joe. And if you really want to leverage LinkedIn on a consistent basis with a structured process, I'd recommend applying for the Influencers program, where we give you the support, the mentoring, the community, and events you need to really succeed both on LinkedIn and off LinkedIn. So I hope you've enjoyed the episode, and stay tuned for the next lot of episodes, because we're going to be covering a ton on how to build influence on LinkedIn.